a WikiVidi Documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Supergirl TV series. Supergirl is an American superhero action-adventure television series developed by Ali Adler, Berlanti and Andrew Kreisberg that originally aired on CBS and premiered on October 26, 2015. It is based on the DC Comics character Supergirl, created by Otto and Plastino, and stars Melissa Benoist in the title role. Supergirl is a costumed superheroine who is Superman's cousin and one of the last surviving Kryptonians. The series is set in the Arrowverse, sharing continuity with the other television series of the universe. The series was officially picked up on May 6, 2015, after receiving a series commitment in September 2014, and received a full season order on November 30, 2015. On May 12, 2016, Warner Bros. Announced that the series had been renewed for a second season and that it would move from CBS to the CW. It debuted on October 10, 2016. On January 8, 2017, the CW renewed the series for a third season, which began airing on October 9, 2017. Series overview. Kara Zor-El was sent to Earth from Krypton as a 13-year-old by her parents Zor-El and Allura. Krypton was exploding, and Kara's parents sent Kara in a spacecraft to Earth after her cousin. Kara was meant to protect her infant cousin Kal-El, but her spacecraft was knocked off course and forced into the Phantom Zone, where it stayed for 24 years. By the time the spacecraft crash-landed on Earth, Kal-El had grown up and become Superman. The series begins 11 years later, when the now 24-year-old Kara is learning to embrace her powers and has adopted the superheroic alias, Supergirl. In the first season, having hidden her powers for more than a decade, Kara is forced to reveal her powers, and becomes National City's protector. Kara discovers that hundreds of the criminals her mother prosecuted as a judge are hiding on Earth, including her Aunt Astra and Astra's husband Non. She and her adoptive sister, Alex Danvers, discover that their boss, Hank Henshaw, is actually benevolent Green Martian John Johns. She is aided by a few close friends and family who guard her secrets, including her cousin's friend, James Olsen, and tech genius Windshot Jr. In the second season, Kara and her allies deal with feuds between Earth's native populace and extraterrestrial community, and investigate the shadowy organization Project Cadmus, masterminded by Lillian Luthor, mother of Superman's archenemy Lex Luthor. At the same time, Kara becomes friendly with Lillian's stepdaughter Lena Luthor, the new CEO of Luthor Corp., and struggles with romantic feelings for recent Earth arrival Mon-El, a survivor and prince from Krypton's neighboring planet Daxam. James becomes the masked street-fighting vigilante guardian. Alex begins dating Maggie Sawyer, and John befriends a younger Martian, M'Gann, from the white Martian race that killed his people. In the third season, Kara struggles with the loss of Mon-El after he is forced to leave Earth after the Daxamite invasion. When Mon-El later returns, he reveals that he has time-traveled to the 31st century, and married a Titanian, Imra Ardeen, during his time there. This creates a complicated love triangle between the three. Mon-El has also founded the Future's superhero team, the Legionnaires, and is one of their leaders. John discovers his father Mern Johns is alive, and Alex deals with her heartbreak after breaking up with Maggie. Kara and Alex's new friend, Samantha Arias, is unknowingly another Kryptonian survivor, and begins a sinister transformation that turns her from a loving single mother into the world-killing weapon known as Rain. Development. By September 2014, Warner Bros. Television was looking to create a television series centered around Supergirl. Executive producers for the series include Berlanti, Ali Adler, who are both writing the script, and Berlanti Productions' Sarah Schechter. DC Comics' Jeff Johns is also expected to be part of the project. Titles under consideration for the series included Supergirl. Berlanti confirmed the show shortly after, and stated it was in development and had yet to be pitched to networks. On September 20, it was announced that CBS had landed Supergirl with a series commitment, with an expected premiere in 2015 of the 2015-16 television season. In January 2015, CBS Entertainment chairman Nina Tassler revealed the show would be a procedural, saying, "There will be crime cases, but what executive producers Ali Adler and Greg Berlanti pitched was a real series arc for her. The beauty of it is now, with shows like The Good Wife and Madam Secretary, you can have serialized story elements woven into a case of the week. She's a crime solver, so she's going to have to solve a crime." In January 2015, it was announced by The Hollywood Reporter that Melissa Benoist would star as Supergirl. Benoist later revealed that auditioning for the part was a long, drawn-out, 3-month process. She was the first actress looked at for the role, although Claire Holt and Gemma Atkinson were also considered. In March 2015, Blake Neely, composer for Arrow and The Flash, revealed he would be composing for Supergirl. The show was officially picked up to series on May 6, 2015. It was originally set to premiere in November 2015, before being moved up to October 26, 2015. The pilot episode was screened at San Diego Comic-Con International 2015 on July 8 and 11, 2015. In July 2015, Adler spoke on how much influence Superman would have on the show, saying, "Our prototype is the way the president is seen on Veep. It's certainly inspired by so much of what Julia Louis-Dreyfus' character goes through. Ultimately, this is a show about Supergirl, and we really want to see it through her lens." On November 30, 2015, CBS ordered an additional 7 episodes of Supergirl for a full season of 20 episodes. On May 12, 2016, Warner Bros. Television announced that the series had been renewed for a second season of 22 episodes and would move to the CW. The season debuted in October 2016, with the move of the production to Vancouver. It was unclear if Callista Flockhart would remain with the series, as her original contract stipulated that she work near her home in Los Angeles. The CW president Mark Pedowitz said Flockhart wanted to remain with the series and that, "We're in ongoing discussions. We're happy to have her in whatever capacity works out." Flockhart ultimately reached a deal to be recurring in the second season, with the production flying her to Vancouver every few weeks to film material. On January 8, 2017, the CW renewed the series for a third season, which debuted on October 9, 2017. The third season saw Jessica Queller and Robert Rovner become the series' executive producers and co-showrunners along with Kreisberg, following Adler's departure. Adler will remain an executive consultant for the series. Both Queller and Rovner joined Supergirl midway through the first season as co-executive producer and consulting producer, respectively, with Rovner promoted to executive producer ahead of the second season. Design. The costume for Supergirl was created by Colleen Atwood, who also designed the costumes for Arrow and The Flash. Benoist stated that she is aware of the costume worn by Kara in more modern depictions of in the comics, and expressed that the micro-mini hemline of the skirt in the version created by Michael Turner could be a little daunting. "But that's good, I like being pushed." Promotional photos of Benoist wearing Atwood's design were released on March 6, 2015. Atwood indicated that she wanted to embrace the past, but more importantly, thrust her into the street-style action hero of today. Atwood later revealed details about the costume, such as the cape being fastened to an undersuit so as not to pull the costume, and that the fabric used was Euro jersey. The reveal of the Martian Manhunter costume in Human for a Day was created through visual effects, though a physical version was created to appear in later episodes, with it proving to be one of the most challenging costumes for the costume team. Reception of the Supergirl costume upon its reveal was mixed. Entertainment Weekly Natalie Abrams commented that the new look of the costume looks and feels different in a good way. The new costume avoids exposing the character's midriff, as it does in the Michael Turner version of the costume from the comics, as well as having Benoist wear stockings underneath a skirt with over-the-knee boots. Abrams compared the texture of the costume to that worn by Henry Cavill as Superman in Man of Steel, as well as the positioning of the cape on the suit, and the decision to do away with the bright blue and red color scheme. Andrew Dice, from Screen Rant, found the new costume to perfectly balance itself between classic nostalgia and modernism. The Washington Post noted that Atwood's design was successful, praising her ability to take cartoon white tints and moving them to darker tones. Online was less impressed with the design, negatively comparing it to a cheap Halloween costume, with washed-out colors, and not buying into the gritty, street style look Atwood was intending. TV Guide questioned Atwood's design, and noted that although the promotional image has Benoist trying to appear as a powerful hero, the thigh-high boots and pleated skirt comes across as a model advertising a moderately priced Halloween costume. Filming. In February 2015, it was announced that Andrew Kreisberg, co-creator of Arrow and The Flash, had joined the series as a writer and executive producer. And Arrow, The Flash and Smallville alum Glenn Winter was announced to be directing the pilot. Principal photography for the pilot took place from March 4 to March 29, 2015. Filming locations included the Warner Brothers lot, where Lois and Clark was shot. Each episode cost approximately $3 million to broadcast, which is one of the highest license fees ever for a first-year show. The second season was filmed in Vancouver, rather than Los Angeles where the first season was shot. This was done to reduce the high production costs of the series, one of the issues that made CBS wary to renew the series on their network. Filming for the third season began in Vancouver on July 6, 2017, and is expected to continue until April 24, 2018. Broadcast. In Canada, Supergirl aired in a sim-subbed simulcast on Global with the American broadcast in the first season. The second season saw it move to Showcase in the same arrangement. The series premiered on October 29, 2015, in the United Kingdom on Sky One. The series premiered in Australia on December 6, 2015 on Fox 8. Critical reception. Review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes gave the series premiere a 95% approval rating from critics and with an average rating of 7.6 based on 74 reviews. The site's consensus states, Melissa Benoist shines as Superman's plucky little cousin in Supergirl, a family-friendly comic book adaptation that ditches cynicism for heart. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned a score of 75 out of 100 based on reviews from 33 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. Cliff Wheatley of an IGN gave the pilot episode a 7/10, praising Melissa Benoist's performance as Kara and the fun take on the Superman mythos. Rotten Tomatoes gave the premiere of the second season a 100% approval rating from critics and with an average rating of 8.3 based on 22 reviews. The site's consensus reads, the arrival of the more famous cousin in Supergirl does nothing to detract from the show's lead, who continues to deliver strength, action, and relatability. Metacritic assigned a score of 81 out of 100 based on reviews from 4 critics, indicating universal acclaim. The third season holds an 86% rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on 14 reviews. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?